Good afternoon, Super Friends, and welcome to the Thursday, August 27th edition of the Sacred News and Weather. Thank you so much for being here today. Today's message, I think, is inspired by one of my Red Thread cohort members who asked the question with a little bit of exasperation in her voice. Ugh, why won't he just own it? And there was an answer in the red thread, but then there was that question again as I sat down to meditate on where we were going to go today. And so, all that to say, I think this is probably going to be a relationship reading for us today, but maybe not. We'll see. We'll see where it unfolds. There's a lot of stuff happening outside my window right now. I don't know if you can hear the beep, beep, beep of trucks backing up. There's like trees coming down and trees being chipped and like some like pressure washing. Like there's just a lot happening. So I'm going to try and keep my brain out of the picture and be the vessel and let the message come through. But I'm human, so we'll see what happens. And the other thing I want to own before we begin is, in my household, I'm always saying like, who opened the bubbly water and didn't drink it? And I would like you to know I'm owning that I have two full cans of delightful strawberry hibiscus Nixie water open. I opened one, couldn't find it, opened another, found it. So today I am owning that I am just as bad as my children. Or just as good, either way. As with everything I do, please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Know that these messages are timeless, so whether you're tuning in real time on Thursday, August 27th, or at a later date, know that if you are tuning in, there's likely going to be something here for you. However, if you're not finding yourself, go ahead and turn me off, tune me out, scroll down below. There's lots more messages here for you, and there will be more to come. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of can number one, or maybe it's can number two. And I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to tune into, why won't he just own it? And see where we go. So where I started with my client earlier today and where I would like to begin with you is with what I'm seeing, which is there is a strong foundation of love here. There is love present. There is a solid foundation of love. And I can see what is the structure, the architecture on top of it is what is a little bit wonky here today. And it feels like it's been wonky for quite some time. And for some of you, this is going to be an intimate relationship, a marriage even. For others of you, it is going to be an intimate relationship that was not a marriage. And for others, this is going to be a friendship or some other relationship, and I want you to let it resonate for you the way it is resonating for you. So you can apply direct in the way it directly applies to you, but don't fit yourself in here. So a strong foundation of love with a very wonky structure on top of it. And what I'm hearing is, what I'm feeling is that he won't own it because he doesn't even know what it is or what it is that he is meant to own. And there's going to be like a Dana lesson coming in here, so know that too. There's Dana lesson coming in, and then there's also going to be like vessel channeled message coming in, and I'm going to do my best to balance both so that they come out in one cohesive way. But there's also a whole hell of a lot of noise, and now there's like a giant airplane flying over, and we are not normally in the flight path. So all very interesting to know, and I take that as like this is just going to be noisy for some of you, and this might even mean that it is something that is noisy for me, meaning that is something that I am actively meant to be working on in my own being. So I'm just putting all of that out there because I'm showing up as all of me in all the ways always. So the Dana portion, the Dana lesson here is what I want you to know, what I'm being told to tell you is that I've been doing some intensive couple work over the summer. Not in my own coupledom, but with a couple, actually with two couples. And the way I do my couples work is different than what couples work normally looks like, in that I am meeting one-on-one with each participant in the couple, and then I'm meeting with the couple together, and then I'm supporting them in between. So there is a lot of support, there's a lot of information coming in that I am privy to that I might not normally be privy to, and I'm also privy to moments and dynamics as they are happening. And so that is also a part of my work. And so what I get to see by the way I hold space for couples is I get to see all of it. I get to see all of it so that I can bring in the sacred third. I can bring in what is in between, because it's usually not one truth or the other. It is usually something in between. And so that is the purview that I have when I am doing couples work. And that is the flavor of Dana that wants to come in here today. When I said to my client earlier, and I was not channeling the message, that he may not know what it is, or even what it is that he's meant to own. He doesn't know what it is or what ownership of it means. And so I'm bringing that to you. And now I'm going to come over into more of the Dana, the channel frequency, to see what wants to come through here. And the feeling that I have is that there has been a rift, there has been a schism, there has been a breakage in your relationship. And for some of you, you are still married and living with this person. For others, you were never married, you were never living with, but that was on the table. And for, again, that other portion of this collective, this has nothing to do with a romantic relationship, but it has to do with a friendship. But what I am seeing is just the universal damage that our patriarchy has put upon our men in this world. I'm seeing, like, we like to think that the patriarchy, on the like the tip of the iceberg, on the smallest part of the iceberg, just what we know is that, oh, the feminine has been denied, the feminine has been repressed, the feminine has been smeared, held underwater, the feminine has been suppressed. But this suppression of the feminine energy has had as deep, if not a deeper effect on our men, especially in the Western world. I can't speak for the Eastern world because I just don't have that lived experience, and it's not coming through. It's not coming through me right now. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm saying that for a particular reason. And I think I'm saying it because there is a Japanese term and a Japanese energy that I'm supposed to bring in, that I'm supposed to let you know that I'm not an expert on. So that's why that's coming in here. Okay. So the patriarchy, the suppression of the feminine has really deeply damaged our men, to the point where there is a huge disconnect from body, from embodiment and knowingness of feelings in the body, to what their lived experience is. That is not their actual lived experience, but what they are experiencing in their minds. The narrative that they are constructing, the narrative that they are living, is very different from their embodied experience. And we as women, for the most part, I'm not going to say all of us, but we as women have had, what we have had is permission to feel our feelings. We have organized ourselves, we have gathered ourselves into collectives, we join in groups, and we can speak of our difficulties, we can speak of our emotions, we can speak freely of what is happening for us. We're learning to talk about our bodies, we're learning to talk about our pain, we're learning to talk about the arc of our lived experience in an embodied way, and we are learning to feel our feelings in our bodies in a way that our men just have not had permission to do. And so when you are asking your husband, your partner, your person to own what it is that they have done, there is, and this particular collective, this message is for the men and the women. The women are asking, or the partner is asking their partner to own something that they have done, and there is a complete disconnect, because the masculine energy, male or female, doesn't matter. The masculine energy literally has no idea what it is that they're meant to own. They just know that they don't feel good. I'm hearing, I don't feel good, I don't feel good, I don't feel good. And that is what they know. They know that they don't feel good. They do not know why. They do not know what it is that they need to claim. And they know that they don't feel good. And when they don't feel good, something else is happening. Something else is happening. Some like nastiness is coming out of their mouth. Some door is being slammed. Some person is being cut out of their lives. Something is being cut off. And what they're actually doing in the nastiness coming out of their mouth and the slamming of the door and the cutting off, I'm seeing like a scythe just like lopping their person's head off, not literally, but like literally, like I'm done, and cutting them off completely. They are actually cutting themselves off from their own feeling body. They are cutting themselves off from their own totality. They are cutting themselves off from their own pain because they don't know how to be with it. And they are then formulating stories. They're writing stories. They're writing narratives. They're writing their truth as if it is truth, but it is not a truth. It is not a truth. And they're claiming it as true. And they are sometimes claiming it loudly and over and over and over again to as many people who will listen, or to the one person who will listen, or to God spirits, to their journals. Most of them are not journaling, by the way, but some of them are. They are just proclaiming their truth as if it is the truth, and they are completely disconnected from their own beating hearts, their own feeling body, their own pain, because it is much more simple for them, even though it's difficult, it is much more simple for them to write new stories, keep writing a new story, keep reshaping the version of the story that fits with their story, so that they don't actually have to feel the depth of the pain, to feel the depth of their emotion that is in the cutoff part of their beingness. So when you are asking your person to own what they have done, when you are asking your person to just apologize, to just show up and say the thing, you don't even need them to change the behavior. I just need you to own this. More often than not, and particularly if you're listening to this message, they don't even know what it is that they are meant to own. I'm being shown right now an image from a dream that I had about my own personal relationship, or relationship that was. I am seeing, this was a dream earlier in the week, so I think that's why it's coming forward, where I was in the shower. It was a claw-footed tub. It was my person's bathroom, and I was in a shower in a claw-footed tub. I've never even taken a shower in that claw-footed tub. I have taken a bath in that bathtub, but I was in the shower, and he was talking to me. He was standing outside, and he was talking to me, and he opened the curtain, and he was looking at me. He was gazing on me, and it was lovely, and we were having a conversation, and everything was good, and everything was beautiful, and he leaned in to give me a kiss, and as he did, he looked down and saw that there was water all over the floor, and he was upset that there was water all over the floor, and he was like, "Look what you did!" And I said, I didn't do that. You opened the curtain. You were talking to me. I was in the shower. We were having a moment. It just, and I was like, maybe when I leaned over, the water came out, but no, like, you opened the curtain and the water came out. And in this moment in my dream, my person was very much convinced that I had made a big mess of his bathroom, that I had made the big mess. And in the dream, I was quite clear that it was mostly not me, but maybe some of the water was from my leaning in to kiss him, the way he was offering his mouth to me. And so I'm bringing that forward here because it feels like a beautiful depiction of what it is that I'm talking about here now, which is, there is a disconnect. There is a disconnect in my person, in that human, that said, like, you made this mess all over the floor. And what he could see was the mess all over the floor. And there was no ability to see the way he parted the curtain and then the mutuality of my leaning forward. It was, you did this. And honestly, I don't know if that's the way he feels or not. This was a dream. I was processing something, but it's coming forward here for me to bring to you, because we often cannot see, first of all, the mutuality. So maybe some of you need to see that you actually leaned forward and you did participate in the dripping water all over the floor, but mostly it was being seen in your nakedness made a mess. Like, if you want to see me in my nakedness, you want to see who I am in relationship. You want to be in relationship. Two people want to be in relationship. There's going to be nakedness. There's going to be beautiful kisses, and there's going to be a mess. And it's not one person made this mess or the other person made this mess, but it is a mutuality. And the masculine here in this storyline could not see the mutuality. And the masculine, and why can't he just own it, is because he was not able to see his role in letting the water out of the bathtub and all over the bathroom floor. So that story is coming forward for someone here today too. So do with it what you will. I'm going to be quiet for a moment, and I'm going to ask about resolution for this particular story, for if there's one particular storyline where there is a masculine who is not seeing his role because he's cut off from his feelings. And the image that I'm getting is that there is a restoration of feelings that is happening. I'm seeing I'm seeing the head of a jellyfish, like the head is the body, but I'm also seeing the tentacles that are now starting to come down and feel around. So there's this feeling of our masculine. In this particular storyline, if this is your masculine, he is beginning to feel around in his feeling body and looking for the ways that he might actually reconnect with his feeling body. And this is a good thing. What I'm also seeing, though, is the way that when we learn to connect, when we've been disconnected from our feeling body, when we have disconnected from our pain, and we don't have connection with the stories in our mind versus the pain in our body. I'm seeing the way those jellyfish tentacles are tentacles. I heard the way the tentacles are going to zap us. So there's this feeling of like, as feelings are awakening in his system, he is being zapped, like he's being electrocuted. And it's a lot. It's a lot for him. It is a lot for him to begin to make the connections in his body. And it feels a little bit like he is going to die because all of the pain points are coming online. All of the nerves are starting to fire and make these connections, and it's causing awareness, which is good. It's causing grief, which is actually good. We want that grief to move. We want that zap to happen. We want that zap to happen so that the flow can start happening. It's like jump starting. It's jump starting his electrical system, but it's jump-starting his feeling body, and we actually want this. But what I'm seeing here now is the way that the narratives, as this masculine, as again not gendered, but as this masculine energy begins to connect with their feeling body, I'm seeing the way like the narratives are also jumping and jumbling around in this masculine's mind, because things are not fully hooked up, but there are like zaps and jolts and zaps and jolts, and the narrative changes, and there's and then there's a protective layer that wants to come in and say nope and close off and like pull that tentacle back up. But the reality is that if there is something that you are waiting for your masculine to own, or a person who is very in their masculine energy, if there's something that you are waiting on, if you are waiting on them to apologize or own something or show up in a particular way, what I'm seeing is that spirit is like, they're working on it. I'm working on it. They're all working on it. It is being worked on. It is happening. Now, if you are waiting on someone, you know how I feel about waiting. You are not meant to wait. I'm just going to sit with that for a minute. So, because I got pinged as I was saying that. So, there are different ways of waiting, and it is okay for you, especially if you are in the same home as this person, if you are in some form of relationship with this person. If you're not in any contact, then I'm definitely saying to you, if you're not in any contact, do not wait. Keep moving with your life. They're going to have their process, and you need to keep moving. You need to keep healing. You need to keep awakening. You need to keep growing. And this is the portal for that, by the way. And we are all in this portal of healing. We are in a lunar eclipse in Pisces energy. That which is no longer serving you is going to go, whether you like it or not. those are illusions. Illusions that you have been holding are about to leave. And also structures. It's a Pisces Virgo ecliptic. So depending upon where it is in your chart, some structure that is no longer serving you, some rules that are no longer serving you are about to take their leave in favor of what I have been hearing in my own work for myself as like the delusion. It's actually time to believe in the delusion. It is time to believe in your dreams. It is time to believe in your highest unfolding dreams, not the dreams that are actually taking from you, but the dreams that are going to expand you. And old structures that are standing in the way are going to fall away. That was a tangent, but it's relevant, I hope, to our whole story here. So if you are waiting on someone to come back and they are not in your life right now, again, do not wait. But if this person is in your home or in your vicinity, what I heard over here was, it's actually, I think it's a Sacred Rebels card. I heard softly, softly, the gentle touch or something like that. It is you're being invited to be soft and gentle and know and trust spirit. Trust the that spirit is working on your masculine, that your masculine is working on themselves or being worked by this eclipse energy. And you don't need to go and force, you don't need to go and do, you don't need to go, like I'm seeing like a energy, you don't need to go toward. You can just keep working on you and keep inviting healing into your person and keep inviting spirit to be working on them and reconfiguring them for their highest unfolding, whatever it is that looks like. And I want to be careful to say for their highest unfolding. When we pray for others, when we are asking for healing for others, it is always for their highest unfolding. It is not for my personal desire, like heal him so he can come back to me. Nope, that's never going to work. And it's actually not in service of your highest unfolding either. It is heal him so that he can step into his highest unfolding, and heal me so that I can step into mine. And while we are in this space, please heal us both and heal the space between us so that however we choose to relate in the future, it is healthful, it is beautiful, it is loving, and it is safe. That word safe is very specific for someone in here. It like where there might have been something that was unsafe. I'm not going to talk about it here, but you know, if this is for you, you know what I'm talking about. If there was something physically unsafe, we don't ever need to interact with that person again, but you can pray that you are safe and that that person moves toward a healthier relationship with self so that people are safe around your person. Whew, that was a whole wave of something. And it threw me, sorry. And if this is for you, I'm just sending you all of the love right now. All of the love. I can feel what you have gone through, and it's tremendous because it's rocking me right now and it's almost making me want to cry. I'm going to leave that. And I think I'm going to leave us here because I think I've said enough. And there's big truck noise. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to invite you to please like and hype and share and subscribe. Tell your friends. I've been quiet these last many days, or quieter. I haven't been coming in as much. I have been using this eclipse energy to really go inward, which is what eclipses are designed for. I mean, you can go outside and wherever you are in the world and look for that lunar eclipse. I know it's tonight Eastern time. I don't know what time. I don't know where it is on Pacific time or where you are in the world. I have lots of folks coming to me from Europe and far away, and I'm so glad about it. But I like to use this eclipse energy to go inward and to look and see what needs healing in myself. And in that process, I have been inward and not coming in here as much, but I know that that is going to be shifting soon. The other piece that I wanted to offer about the eclipse energy is that this, and I'm not an astrologer, but my BFF slash business partner very much is. So I'm privy to a lot of her wisdom, which I then impart to you where appropriate. And we were talking today about the energy of this eclipse cycle began in March of 2025. So if you want to roll the camera back to March of 2025 to see where you were and look at that arc in the coming days, look at that arc to see where you have been and where you are now, you may glean some information as to what is happening for you. I can tell you that in March of 2025, I ended a relationship that I was in was ending. It was a terrible one. It was an enormous betrayal. And at the same time, I was choosing to leave my job, not just my job, but my nursing career of 19 years in order to do what I'm doing now. And I can feel where everything that I have been doing is leading up to where I'm about to go. So, not just showing up here, not just the red thread, not just my one-to-one work with clients, but where I am about to go in the world is actually about to take off. And it is in part to holding the delusion, the Piscean dreaminess. And it'll depend upon where Pisces is in your chart. For me, Pisces is in my second house of career and finances and abundance. It's in my second house, and it is, and Jupiter is there. Jupiter, my Jupiter's in Pisces, and so it's all about to go. And this was the arc of the healing that needed to be done to get me to where I'm about to go to. So I am super excited about this eclipse. It is bringing some endings to some things and some beginnings to some new things. And I won't know, just as we all won't know where or what until it all settles out. But use it well. Where were you in March 2025, and where are you now? What have you learned? What have you healed? What still wants healing? What needs to go, and what wants to come? There's your sacred assignments. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much.